Represent UCLA.
This is my shit at home.
Hi, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hi, Tima. Okay, so hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to this special WiseAïchaTalks episode. Today, I'm very excited to be doing this panel discussion with these amazing people who have, volunteered their insightful thoughts, their amazing minds, their voices, to come and talk about something that's very important today. Because I think all of us on this planet have experienced this in some kind of capacity. And this kind of relationship is very special and unique. And it's called friendships. What are friendships? How do we define them? What are the different things that come about? And also, how does culture, race, finances, how do all of these things impact the way we relate to others, especially when we're talking about within a friendship relationship?
So are friendships just close friends?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Okay, so I was saying for me, friendship is like a broad word, but and in that ensemble, we put in acquaintances and actual real friends. But when we talk about your tribe, your friends, it's hard to have a lot. Like the people, there's only like legit 6 people I call when I'm really going through it, and these people guide me, they give me advice. The people you can even tell, some humiliating thing that you just did that won't make fun of you, that would actually help you. So I don't feel like there's your friends and then you have your acquaintances. So that's when, so close friendship for me means your real friends. And then the rest are just people you're like really cool with, but they don't get that inside part of you. Like they don't see what's like behind the curtains. That's reserved for like a specific group of people.
So it's a spectrum, basically.
I agree, spectrum, but just to add to what, what's her name again?
Tima?
Maggie.
Or which one are you trying to remember?
What Tima said, like, is it our close? She said something interesting. We have close friends and friends, or we just got friends and then not friends. That's interesting. I think close friends exist.
We have friends.
What?
For me, we just have friends and acquaintances.
Okay, I think it's not that simple, because certain things you wouldn't tell me, even if I'm your friend, but you would tell like another person because they're close, they step closer to you. You know what I mean? So I think close friend exists. The problem here is, I think the grading, like where do I start saying, okay, now that's friendship. Okay, now that's close friendship. Okay, now that's acquaintances. I think that's where like a lot of people get loose, and it kind of goes, and people keep all the time. People are like analyzing situations. The more we go, I'm seeing, yeah, this guy got my back today at the soccer field. Yeah, we were in class. He didn't get my back that day. So I don't know. Maybe he's somewhere in between. I don't know if I can say that's my friend, because if he was really my friend, he wouldn't let me in that. He wouldn't put me in that bad position. So maybe he's an acquaintance. Another day, he does something and then he's like, yeah, this guy got my back for real, because this is more serious than what happened. And maybe he wasn't thinking about it this way. So we're constantly trying to fit people into where, we really consider them as friends, acquaintance or not, because it's a constant battle, I guess, to know ourselves and to know our environment, like who's who.
So you're saying that friendships fluctuate?
It does.
I think what I'm hearing is like there's like a whole like spectrum, like I was saying, and there's like everyone has this for themselves personally. So you have people who are really close to you, and then you have people who you could say are really far, in terms of like the people that you would reach out to actually talk about real stuff or ask for help or expect help from. Because I think expectations have a lot to do with this spectrum, how you define it. I think your gradients of friends is based off of the expectations that you can have off of the relationship that y'all have. There's some people that I may call friends, but I don't expect them to have my back for certain things or a certain level of struggles. But I want us to get through because we have other questions to get to. That was the only question one.
Okay, let me write down my question.
Okay, you can write it down and then we'll come back to it. The next question. Money makes the world go round, they say. In terms of friendships, does having money hurt or help the sustainability of your friendships?
It helps.
Could you expand on that?
Wait. Are you talking about me having money or my
Ah,
friend?
No. I said, does having money hurt or help the sustainability of your friendships?
I think having money helps a little bit. It doesn't make this huge difference, but it definitely helps because not having money hurts it in the way that, you know, as friends, you have special occasions, you have moments, you have to go out, you have birthdays. If you can provide, or if you feel like your friend, like I feel bad personally when I'm surrounded like people and they give and I can't give back. Just to be able to also give back, not that it's required, but it definitely kind of hinders things a bit. Especially, you don't want to be the friend that is dependent on your other friends. Just because not having money can kind of be a difficulty, I think having money is better. But we're not friends, you know, because of it. Just to make it clear.
Does anybody else have something to add about this, about finances?
Yeah, I'll say for me, when it comes to friendships and the way I define friendships, is like my circle is so small. It's like a period. It's basically like I have a very small niche of friends that I really consider our friends. So when it comes to money, if they have money or not, it doesn't really matter, due to the fact that I want to be around them. So whatever works for my budget, if they can't afford anything to be around whatever they want to do, I'll try to make it as much as possible that it works with my budget, so I can be able to cover for me and my friend, you know. And if the situation is not really necessarily like you cannot hang out with a friend that, you know, has low income, like they generate a lot of money. So I think it's all workable if you really think if you're trying to sustain that friendship. So I don't think money matters in that aspect.
Anybody else want to add something?
I would like to add something.
Go
So
ahead.
I think that having money can affect friendship, like in a bad way and in a good way. So for example, like in a bad way, it's like, for example, if you, in the beginning, when you make friends with somebody, for example, at that point, you guys have like almost the same income, let's say. And then you start having more and more money. And the person like doesn't like really evolve when it comes to financial situation, you know? And now there's a big difference between you guys' income. And it's like, I don't think it destroys the friendship, but you guys, like, it creates like a distance between you guys, because the person starts feeling like, oh, he's probably better than me, or he thinks he's better than me. Like, people start having talks, you know? And then for the person that has like more money, for example, sometimes you might want to do some stuff like that only you can afford. And it's like, you start thinking, oh, can I invite my friend? Like, does it feel like I'm acting like brand new because I want to do something that we never done before, now that I have money, you know? And now it's weird. It can become weird. And it can help too. It's like, if you really love your friend, you can really change their life, you know? If you really love the friend, like if it's like someone that's really close to you.
Yeah.
You feel like the person is like your, for example, your brother. You feel like the person is your brother. So it's like, you can actually impact their life in a good way with the money. But in group of friends too, it's like if somebody has more money now, people start feeling some type of way, because it's like, it's not the same thing really anymore, because it becomes weird. That's what I think. So.
Yeah, I think also what's really interesting is like I spoke about this with my guest a lot, about the concept of like, you know, if you happen to be a person with more means financially, and you just always like getting everything, the bill for your friend, or if you know, like if somebody, you know, like if you have a specific friend that's struggling at that moment, or they told you before y'all went, you're just always inclined to be like, yeah, let me pay. But then he sat down and talked to me and was like, you know, Aisha, you got to chill a little bit, because sometimes when you get in the habit of paying all the time, that friend might start building up some kind of narrative in their mind about how you're treating them. Because then even if they're not financially stable, they might still feel like, yo, like, I get it. You have more money than me, but like, you shouldn't always assume that you have to pay for me. So it kind of creates this weird dynamic in a friendship that you guys have to really communicate very well with each other. You have to be very mature to be able to communicate that. And not a lot of people can, because it's a lot of pride, envy, sadness, insecurities. It's really hard to be like to your friend, like, yo, you got this, when like your friend is financially struggling. But then if you don't ask them, you got this, then sometimes they may feel like, oh, you don't even care. So it's something I found interesting, because, my get was like, Aisha, you should chill, because some people might find that to be actually rude, or to find it that you're thinking you're better and you're always assuming that they can't pay. Meanwhile, I'm like, no, I'm trying to help.
Hey, go ahead, sponsor me, man. I like to go to restaurants. What's good? Let me know. I'll go. It's all good. Now, one of the same like examples that I had, like personal wise, like for example, when me and my group of my friends, we wanted to go and get an Airbnb for a spot, and some of them wanted a pool, someone wanted to go to this certain location, and then it's like, oh, this amount of money, $1,000 a night or something like that. And I was like, nah, I'm not gonna pay up that much to go to an Airbnb. And they're like, oh, okay, cool, let's find another spot that works with my budget. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like that, where like, the important thing is to always have to try to adjust to regardless, because what matters is that you want to see your friend and be around your friends. So
yeah, I think compromise is like the main thing. You have to meet halfway. So
I think compromise is really good. I feel like the issue is that we're living in such a society that like having material stuff is so like valued. So like experiences are hyper valued, like the Instagrammable moments are valued. So like a lot of times you feel like, if you do want to be out here living lavish, and if you can't even afford it, or your friends can't afford it, it makes you feel uncomfortable. Or your friends might be like, oh, you went here, but you didn't invite me. I just feel like it creates, I'm not saying that it's like bad or good, but I think that money definitely, you have to be intentional about how you navigate your friendships when you have financial, like mixed finances represented in your friend groups. You just have to be conscious of it, which goes back to the compromise thing. Let's go into the next question, because we got some things. Okay, so we live in a predominantly Christian society in the United States of America. But some of us are actually representing Africa right now. Shout out to the Congo, DRC. Shout out to Senegal, Nangadef. What's up? We got Africans all over here. They actually back home on the continent. But currently, the majority of us are in the United States or have experienced previously living here. And so, in terms of like religious, spiritual, or moral beliefs, how do these impact your experiences while navigating social settings such as school, various events like parties, or kickbacks with your friends? Do you ever feel like discomfort or reluctant to express your faith within these social settings when it comes to your friends? Does anyone have anything they would like to say about this, or any experiences?
I can start.
I have a lot.
Oh shit. Okay, so
hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for taking the time to tune into the latest WiseAïchaTalks Friendship Panel series. I really appreciate all of the love and support that I've been receiving online as usual. Please make sure you go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and you can go find me on Instagram at Aishanator3000. Thank you again for your support. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and stick around and tune in for the next episode, where we're going to talk about how religion and spiritual expression impacts the way we relate to our friends and how we navigate our friendships. So I hope to see you soon. Take care. Deuces. Ha 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 ha.